What's up, everybody? Welcome to Johnny I Pro Show. We have here no other than the bad boy himself, Joey Janela.
Yep.
Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
Thank
Now, welcome to Canada. I'm sure now this is becoming a routine for you. You're always here.
Yeah. This is becoming my second home. You know, I do Demand Lucha. I do Greek Town. I've been coming to Canada for about 12 years straight now. My first show here was 2014 in Toronto, but then when I was getting my break in the business, I was doing a lot of C4 in Ottawa, and been coming for 12 years straight. I love Canada, man. It's the best.
Amazing. Now, there's no denying now in the last decade or so that you were the talk when it comes to the independent scene.
Yes.
Like, you made your mark, especially when it comes to the want to say like hardcore wrestling. Like, Joey Janela's name is just right there.
Yeah.
And when you hear people as well just praise you as like one of the, like, they say, oh, you know, there's the names like the indie gods or this and that. No, like, you are, when they think of
King.
exactly.
The king of the indies.
Yeah, exactly.
I was the king of the indies, and then Matt Cardona came around and kind of took that crown. I mean, I wasn't even coming close to some of the money he was making on the independents, so kudos to him. What a great dude, man. Kind of like left WWE and just changed the trajectory of his career by coming to the indies and GCW and willing to take risks and do death matches, and, you know, what a dude.
Exactly.
But he deserved that title. You know, I let him have it for a couple years, but now he's back and back on television, so I can have it again.
Exactly. Now, you started at 15, I believe so, but self-taught, no trainers at all, but you're going across obviously different promotions or gyms or whatever it may be, but self-taught.
Yeah, so when I was 15, I started setting up rings for a local company in New Jersey. It was called NWS. They ran more shows than anyone else at the time. They were very carny. It'd basically be, there'd be a few good wrestlers, but then the undercard would be mostly filled with guys called ticket sellers. Guys, the promoter would say, how many tickets can you sell? And the guy would be like, well, I could sell 20 tickets, or if there were something in like a high school wrestling coach, let's put him in a battle royal and he'll sell 200 tickets. They kind of said, what area do you live in? I said, I live in this area. They're like, how many tickets can you sell? I said, maybe I could sell like 10 tickets. I think I only sold 3 tickets on my first go around. But yeah, just setting up rings and just doing stuff and getting in the ring before the shows and learning, like, shittily learning the basics. But I learned them basically very old school way of learning in this business. People will go online and say, Joey Janela's untrained, he's a backyarder. But I kind of started like the guy started in the 70s and 80s, basically, you know, learning as I go on the road, you know what I'm saying? I've done more seminars than anyone else, and I've been to school after school. So essentially being untrained is how I started, but it's really not the whole truth of the situation.
And here we are today. Exactly.
Yeah, making money, kind of.
Now, what got you into wrestling? What was the spark that made you fall in love with it?
Oh, man. Probably the early 90s. I was born in 89. Last of the 80s babies. What do they call us? What kind of generation?
I mean, 89 as well.
Yeah. I don't know what we're
the
called.
last of something.
Last of something.
Before
last
the
of the 80s. But, you know, 1, 2 years old, you know, Hulk Hogan is all over still. Yeah. All over he's, I think he's kind of past his peak at that point, WWF-wise. But still, he was a larger-than-life character. And it's like, who is this guy, you know? And that kind of got me into wrestling, just looking at this guy. But then it's like Hasbro's were on clearance at a store, and I got a $1 million man. My grandma bought me a $1 million man, a Hunky Tonk Man, and a Hulk Hogan Hasbro. They were probably like $3 at the time. My grandma was the biggest wrestling fan. She was huge. She has a signed autograph 8x10 of Andre the Giant. What? We were looking for it at my grandpa's house for years, but I do have a signed Gorilla Monsoon picture for her. She was a bigger wrestling fan than I could ever be. But she was huge. I wish she died in 97. I wish she could have seen what I did in this business. But yeah, just kind of like that. And then maybe I fell out of it for a few years, and then Hogan went to WCW. I kind of got into WCW, and then introduced me to some of the cruiserweights, the Rey Mysterios, and the Chris Jerichos of the world. And then Steve Austin came around and just blew my brain up, and it was just that was it for me. I didn't. There was no time from Attitude Era to present day that I wasn't infatuated or not watching or fell out of watching professional wrestling.
Exactly. Now, you mentioned your grandma as well, being a huge fan and stuff, and you'd love if she was still here presently to see you wrestle and stuff. But I got to ask you a question now. How important is family to you? Because it seems like it's very important.
I mean, family's pretty important. You know, I don't have much family these days, to be honest. I have my brother, my sister. She has a daughter now, so I have a niece. I rarely get to see her. And my mom. My dad passed in 2000 in a construction accident. And besides that, I have a couple of aunts, one I don't talk to, one I do talk to, and then everyone else. I have a couple cousins, and then everyone else is dead. But it's like, it's important, you know, and I'm glad my mom and stuff and my family got to see me succeed. They got to see me in the Wrestling Prudential Center, and they got to see me wrestle on pay-per-view live for AEW. So, on some regards, I you know, they know, she knows, I've made it, you know, somewhat in this business, a lot further than most, you know. Exactly,
couldn't have said it better. Now, right on to April 17th, Joey Janela's Spring Break 10th annual. That's a decade. Let's talk about that there. How did that all even come about before you start even getting to this one here? How did that come about?
I mean, GCW was, at the time, they were strictly kind of a deathmatch wrestling promotion. CCW, you know, everyone was kind of sick of their bullshit. DJ Hyde, that guy. I don't even know why. I don't even know why I mentioned him. I don't even know if you guys are familiar with this guy.
No.
He Zandig was the original owner of CCW, and then he fell out of it, and then eventually he sold the company to this guy, DJ Hyde, who kind of just ruined everything CCW was and stand for, what I grew up on as a teenager. But still, it was the goal to wrestle for CCW because they were still hot at the time. Even after Zandig, you know, there was still guys that was still a breeding ground for the future of professional wrestling. So everyone was kind of sick of that shit. And, you know, Brett Lauderdale, who's the owner of GCW, he was a referee for CCW after he got fired from the WWE. I don't know for what, but he was working the office in Stamford. And he left, and he was very close with Nick Gage, and Nick Gage was getting out of prison, and he didn't want to see him go back to CCW, so they wanted to do their own thing with another promoter named Danny DeMonto from New Jersey. So they wanted to start their own deathmatch company. They started with NGI 1, which was the Nick Gage Invitational, which the night before it happened, Nick Gage failed a piss test, and they sent him back to prison for a couple years. But we were getting buzz as far as death matches. You know, death matches were on the decline. You know, that genre was kind of dying in this business. The GCW came around, and I came around. I wasn't a deathmatch wrestler. I was always willing to take risks, and you know, with the whole Zandig thing and me getting thrown off the roof, I've talked about it enough in every interview I've done. So it's best we skip over it here because
exactly. I have it there exactly. It's coming up. It's coming up.
Yeah, because we've talked about it 1,007 times. You know what I'm saying? But the real start, it was that and Spring Break 1, which kicked everything off. But that Tournament Survival 1, with me getting thrown off the roof, kind of got us a lot of buzz all over the place, mainstream publicity. The clip was on ESPN the next day, and for an indie wrestling clip, it was like
viral.
That was unheard of, you know. It was on Fox News, you know. People were saying, "Look at this clip," you know, and I was like, "Wow, what do we do here?" And it just created the perfect formula for us to get an opportunity to do a midnight show on WrestleMania weekend under the Evolve, whatever the fuck they were doing at the time, WWN, which was kind of like, was their kind of collective, which is now the collective, which is GCW situation. But we were offered that midnight spot, and just thinking of the most out of box ideas. Who can we get for this show? Can we get Ken Shamrock? Can we get Dink the Clown? Can we have invisible people wrestle on this show? And from there, it just like, as far as promoting and graphics and it was just eye-catching at the time for independent wrestling to go that far out and out of bounds. And it was all just like kind of our vanity project. And we had my video guy, John Carlo, who's now a producer at one of the main producer at AEW now. He was just like a wizard at making content and making vignettes when he was just a fan for this company, PWS. And I said, we need to get this guy into business. And he started doing stuff for me. And we made this Marty Jannetty video where I was homeless, and I went to a thrift shop and found this magic lamp, and I rubbed it, and Scott Hall came out. We got Scott Hall to do this thing in front of a green screen, and then we got my friend to make this special effect, and that was like really what just set everything off. Like, wow, these guys are doing it different. This is gonna be special. We have to be there. Like Glacier was there. We got Glacier to come back, and it just was the perfect. It was different from everything else at that time. Some people say we kind of ruined professional wrestling and indie wrestling from the direction it was going, which was the kind of strong wrestling style of that Gabe was presenting with Evolve and stuff, and Progress was providing in the UK. So we kind of went the complete opposite direction and just hit a grand slam. And Spring Break 1 was just such a success. I remember it was a midnight show. I don't think it ended till maybe 3 a.m.
Wow.
4 a.m. We got back to the hotel, and we were just over the moon. My friends were there, my childhood friends. We drove to Orlando for this weekend, and we were all all cramped up in a little shitty hotel room at a hooker motel in Orlando. And yeah, we were just over the moon, like shit. Like, we're going on social media, like everyone's talking. Like, this was a midnight show. This is not a show that's supposed to. This wasn't a show supposed to be successful. This was a show like we don't have anyone to take this slot. Let's just offer it to GCW and see what happens. Then Brett and all these, Danny and we all, Giancarlo, we all came up with this. And the second year it even grew even bigger, twice the size. And that was like the big coming out party, the big return of PCO, and Great Sasuke back in America, and all these guys. And that was New Orleans, and so many restrictions in New Orleans that we got away with it all. And after that show, that show ended probably at 4:30 in the morning, and we were ecstatic. And then year 3 in Jersey, it was a smaller venue, nicer venue than we've ever run, White Eagle Hall in Jersey City. We did it 2 nights because that's when WrestleMania started.
2 nights.
2
okay.
nights. So we were like, all right, let's do 2 nights, and that was the best. Spring Break was Spring Break 3, in my opinion, the double days. Because the clusterfuck match has always been a part of Spring Break.
That was a classic.
Which is, it's just like an acid trip Royal Rumble. And that match is always going an hour or something. So we're like, we need to do something.
Yeah.
We need to do 2 days. So now ever since then, we've done the clusterfuck on night 2, and we do GCW Spring Break, Joey Janela Spring Break on night 1. And it's all just like it's basically the same deal as the WWE is doing it.
Exactly.
It's everything else to make the most
of
money.
it.
But
it's a talk about it for sure.
Yeah. But it was like we were on such we were riding the momentum so much, and COVID happened in 2020, and we had over 3,000 tickets sold. Wow. We had a loaded card. We had like Will Ospreay and Minoru Suzuki versus Orange Cassidy, a match that still hasn't happened even in AEW somehow, surprisingly. I wish Orange Cassidy would answer my text to make it happen this year. But maybe he's over indie wrestling, but as he should be because he's making millions of dollars. But you know, we had over 3,000 tickets sold. We were set to sell like close to 4,000 tickets for an independent show.
Record for sure. It sounds like.
Yes, yeah. Oh, the record. It would have been the record. And then we're in Utah for AEW, and that was the day it all happened. I got to Utah, I got to the hotel. I think Jeff Jones comes up to me. He's like, "Is spring break still going to happen?" I said, "Fuck yeah, it's going to happen." And by the end of the night, I think Tom Hanks, they said he had COVID, and Rudy Gobert, the basketball player.
Yeah, that's what it started.
Yeah, he had COVID, and we're in Utah, and we're like, and then at that point, I was like, you know what? I think spring break is probably going to be canceled because then the coming days, the mass graves in the Middle East and all this shit we were seeing on, we all thought we were doomed. But yeah, that was it for that. And then we ran a spring break in October, I think. in Indiana to make up for the
Janela spring break in October.
Yes, yeah, it was spring break in October. And that was when I wrestled Ricky Morton. But for the time, for social distancing and all that bullshit, I think we did pretty well. It was a pretty good show, and you know, and it was hard to build the momentum back from there. You know what I'm saying? You know, creatively, Brett Lauderdale was more in control of things. It was always a group effort, but I felt like he was more control than the first three. And over the last couple of years, I feel like we're getting our rhythm back. It started in Philadelphia with the weird and wacky shit, and kind of like what we base spring break on. Last year, I feel like we really hit a home run. And this year is going to be our biggest show yet. So
exactly. Now let's talk about the whole viral moment. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Brody Lee Jr.
Yes.
It's just all over the web.
Oh
now
my God.
Obviously, he had. I mean, for a young kid, he had a mouth. Obviously,
yeah.
He said little things
he's not supposed to.
Yeah, not supposed to.
Because Cody Rhodes hit us up with firm directions. Do not have this kid have any explicit language. Because Cody watches over this kid like he's a big brother or like a son. I don't know. Cody, like Brody is they just had the christening the other day, but he is the godfather of his kid. So Cody was very delicately sent us some directions. And Brody decided he messed up one of his lines. We went over this promo 100 times. We were like, wait till now to say this line.
Yeah.
And he jumped the gun and he said it the line before he was supposed to say it. So he just went off the cusp and he said, why don't you stop? Why don't you stop? And he thought about it. Why don't you stop being Megan Bain's bitch and fight me at spring break? And I mean, that was the moment. I'm sorry, Cody. I apologize. I told Cody it wasn't me. I told Brody's mom to tell Cody that wasn't my idea. That wasn't Brett's idea. I'm not even trying to curse in building this match with this kid. But this all kind of fell on our lap. Like the clusterfuck match is, like I said, it's an acid trip rumble. It goes like 2 hours. It's the whole show. There's one match, and then there's the clusterfuck, which is a 2-hour acid trip Royal Rumble. You never know what's going to happen. There's invisible people. There's stuffed animals. There's mascots. There's weird legends that you haven't seen in the ring in years.
So if you're on something, you're really tripping out.
Oh, you should go on drugs, to be honest. You should watch it on drugs, to be honest. But last year, we never have a winner because it's like really a nothing match. Like, we try to make it like something funny. Like, the Visible Man's won the clusterfuck before. You know, just stupidness. You know, one time there was no winner, just we had a build where I was sexist and there was no girls on the show, and the girls just kind of did the Nexus, if you guys remember the Nexus deal where they came and just ruined the show and just destroyed everyone. We kind of did that one year, and Feminism won that year. But we didn't know who was going to win last year, and I got a message from Brett Lauderdale, and I'm at this pool party, and he said, Darius just saw Brody Lee Jr. and he wants to do the match. I go, are you serious? I said, he's just a kid. Apparently, Darius, he ran into Brody Lee Jr. Man like Darius, he's one of the top UK independent wrestlers right now. Yeah, awesome dude. Really awesome. Nice dude. He trains with Brody when he comes over here at the Hard Dungeon under Natty and TJ in Tampa.
Always there, it seems like.
Yeah. Darius is, whenever he's in town, he does a couple months of shows or a month full of shows. He gets booked all over the place. During the week, he stays in Orlando, and then he stays in Tampa and goes and trains at the dungeon.
Makes sense, huh?
So he ran into Brody. He knows Brody from the dungeon, and Brody asked him, he says, what are you doing tonight, Darius? And Darius is like, I'm doing Joey Janela's clusterfuck. And he's like, and then he went to Brody. He's like, you want to do it? He's like, yeah. And then he was like, yeah. And then his mom's like looking at Darius. And like, yeah? He's
okay.
like, what? He can do this match or something like that? And she's like, I mean, if he wants to do it. I was like, well, they hit me up. They hit up Brett, and then Brett hit me up, and I said, listen, the only way I'll let Brody do this match is if he wins this match. Because there'll be no pop bigger than Brody
winning
the match. It's a great moment. It's a great moment for him, his family, and all of his dad's friends. It's just like, even at that time, he was still just working his ass off at the dungeon. So we knew he could get through it. And I said, I have to be the one to be eliminated by him. I wasn't even in the match. I said, me and Megan could do something with him and Darius, and we can build to a moment where Joey Janela, basically this Steve Austin, Vince McMahon, like the founder of Spring Break, the creator of the clusterfuck, gets taken out by this kid to win the match. It just kind of fell in our laps. And then the next day, I'm doing WrestleCon, and I'm sitting at the table, and I'm thinking, like, I've wrestled everyone. I've wrestled all these guys I wanted to wrestle. I've wrestled all these Japanese names, I've wrestled all these legendary luchadors. I've wrestled everyone.
From Suzuki, the list goes on, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sasuke, everyone. The Japanese legends list is just insane for me. It's all these guys, but it's like, honestly, it's like, this is our 10th anniversary. Who can I wrestle? It's all been, if it wasn't for Brody, I'd be struggling right now. And just the day after, I'm sitting there, I'm like, Brody, I'm looking on Twitter, I said, Brody, that's it. And then I sitting there, I look like Virgil because there's no line at my table. Very seldomly people come over to me and buy an 8x10 or a pitcher. But there's no line. I'm not Soraya Knight or something. So.
Have your tits out.
Yeah, I have no titties. I have no titties. I have no teeth. I'm sitting there, and I was like, oh, Brody Lee Jr., that might be the one. And then I think of the entire half of the match right there, which I still have. I think of it right. I'm like, that's it.
Okay.
It's genius. I said, he did so good at the show last night. I said, we got to do a match.
Singles match, yeah.
And I said, I mean, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, well, I'm Vince McMahon, and he is Stone Cold Steve Austin, but he's a child. But
we didn't have a less version of Stone Cold.
I had a lot of out of box ideas that aren't going to come to fruition because the limited time we had to build this. But what we've done so far is just perfect, and I mean, some fans are looking forward to it. Some fans think it's...
When I sound like, hold on. I'm like, what?
Yeah, some fans think it's a very stupid idea. So it's like a very... Every match that I'm in is very polarizing, but especially matches against children and matches against old men. and women.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't consider him as a child because
He's a teenager now. But in my eyes, he's always going to be
the little
kid running around Daly's place during COVID. You know what I'm saying? But he's almost my height now. But he's a teenager. He's in a bit. He's well farther advanced than people actually know or realize. He is very, very far advanced, not only in the ring but maturity-wise. Just a great kid. This is gonna come out for spring break, but also fuck him.
I mean, go ahead. Yeah, for sure.
Fuck him. But he's a great kid.
Your call before, afterwards, whatever you want.
Fuck them kids, like Michael Gordon said. But people are either people don't know and they're the same as me. They see him in his head as this little -1 kid running around in a mask at Daly's place at AEW, and that's what they picture, that he is not a fully grown old. He's gonna be, by the time he's 20, he's gonna be
taller than anything. Yeah,
I mean, he's
like, I got short syndrome, so that's what it is.
Probably gonna be like 6'4". This kid, if you've seen his father's height. But I just thought of it last year, and I said, man, this is the match.
Genius. Yes.
But it's like, will his mom let him do it? I know this clusterfuck is just a small segment. Will she let him do a 30-minute match?
30 minutes? Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe I'm jumping the gun here. Time restrictions. Yeah. We'll make sure everyone goes their time before me.
Yeah.
I might be going 5 minutes with him. You never know, because these wrestlers don't listen. Yeah. You know, Brett has broken probably 30 walkie-talkies in the last couple of years over time. But it's just, it was just the right call, and there's a lot of eyes, and this is like this match will be like an industry-wide sellout. They call it, what do they call it? When a locker room sellout, when the whole locker room is out there watching a match. This is not only the whole locker room is going to be watching, the whole industry is watching, because that's how well respected his father was throughout his career.
Will this be his actual first ever singles match?
This is his first ever singles match.
Get out of here! Wow. Yeah. Okay, I didn't do my research. Wow.
Yeah, but I've done first matches for people. I've done last matches. Like,
what do you call it right here?
This is the debut. This is
no, because you're like last match, first match.
Well, last year was Sabu's last match. This year is Brody's. Just the storytelling of everything, and then the next night of him beating me. I said, the stories just make sense. For wrestling wise, like, it's hard to provide and tell a good story these days, because everyone, everything's been done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the big picture of this, it's like, well, he wrestled Sabu's retirement match last year. He's wrestling Brody's first match this year, and it's just so that makes spring break that destination indie show. It's you never know. It's a buffet of professional wrestling. You're going to see a child wrestle. You're going to see Invisible Man wrestle, Sandman in his final match. You're going to see the Rascals versus Jordan, Oliver, Alec Price, and Mathers, which might be one of the best matches of the year. This is the best card I ever booked. This is the most spring break card I ever booked. I think someone said this card was looking mid yesterday, and I was like, I only have 4 matches announced.
How's it mid?
And this, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, this is far from mid. This is the most intriguing card you can possibly put on for spring break or any indie wrestling or TV, anything. It's just intriguing. It's like, is the Sandman just going to come out, do his entrance, and then and beat the Invisible Man with a kendo stick 1, 2, 3? No, that's not the way I do things. It's a challenge for me to write out these matches, and this year I'm doing a lot of producing the matches and producing the angles. Usually it's just spring break used to be just we put out a graphic or we put out a video and say this is the match. This year I want a story kind of with going into everything. But we've told good stories.
Exactly.
And this is going to be spectacular.
You got me hooked on this.
Me and Brody is going to be.
It has to be main event. Am I right or wrong?
Definitely. Yeah, it's my show.
Yeah, come on.
I've opened up spring break before. But we have a lot of stuff unannounced and a lot of surprises up our sleeve. It's gonna be my Mona Lisa, because I'm locked in right now. I'm almost 2 years sober.
Congrats.
And, you know, I kind of fell off the wagon. I wouldn't say I was a disaster. I didn't get any DUIs. I didn't get arrested. I showed up. I missed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of flights, but I always got there.
Just late.
Sometimes you would show up to the show and you would see me sleeping under a table or something because I had a rough night out the night before, and I'm just on the road. But I've never been so locked in my career, like indie-wise, and just, you know, creatively thinking and just being, you know, just being a help to the younger guys, and just a lot of things are going great right now, and this is going to be the big one, to show everyone that he is locked in and he does have a lot left in him, and well, he's 36 years old.
Still young?
Yeah, so kind of want to, you know, start looking at other options that have been offered to me, and, you know, figure it out sometime this year, and you know, we'll see what happens. I think spring break is going to be the thing, you know. I mean, people talk about me because people hate me. Whatever they think about me, my name is always, when Fightful puts up my name on a article or anyone else, they know they're going to get a lot of clicks because people just want to hate on me, or it is people that are intrigued by what is Joey Janela doing now, you know.
They just want to talk.
I mean, yeah, it's just like even last year, it's like that whole Joey Janela killed Sabu thing. I see that on every post. You know what I'm saying? But
which is nonsense. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, they knew what they were doing when they put up that article. I did that interview a day after the match, and they put it out a day after he died. Wow. But they knew what they were doing, Yahoo and
so he died,
Ariel Hawani. Yeah.
So he died, was it a day after? Or?
No, he didn't die a day after.
No, that's what I mean, yeah.
If he died a day after, then you couldn't blame me. I'd be like,
no, but, but
he died a month after.
But come on.
Completely unrelated to the wrestling match.
No, of course not.
But basically, at this point, like, people just want to run with that.
Because that's how the world works.
I'm basically Courtney Love of professional wrestling now. Everyone, even though Kurt Cobain, you know, Kurt Cobain passed away, he passed. They're always going to say that Courtney Love. People are always going to say on every post, Courtney Love, you killed him.
No, but he did himself.
I know you killed him, because people either they run with conspiracies because they hate somebody and it brings them down on in the public eye, or they love it just because they're low IQ, or they love it because they're huge liars themselves and they know it's bullshit, but they just like to lie themselves, and they like when other people lie. It's just a weird thing.
And it has nothing to do with that. Like, that's a completely different. It's like, that's what I don't understand. But people will always have something to say, regardless you do good or bad. That's how the world works.
Yeah, it's just like, but now it's like I'm wrestling a child this year. It's like, oh, damn. It's like, oh, shit. Like, that's why it's just like, it is what it is these days. It's just like, I'm such a polarizing guy, and that's why even when I left AEW for the past 5 years, it's been almost 5 years now, I'm still relevant. You know what I'm saying? Most indie guys, they leave WWE. Not indie guys, but most wrestlers, they leave WWE there. They leave AEW. They leave a place of getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, and they fail miserably. They don't want to do the work on the indies, or they don't want to. They just want to go sit and do autograph signings at conventions and stuff, and then their career eventually rots, and they end up getting a job at Target. There's nothing wrong with working at Target.
Of course not, but you could have said better.
There's nothing wrong with it, but if I didn't leave AEW and did what I did the last 5 years, it's been such an odyssey of professional wrestling, and just I've been all over the world. You know, I've been to Japan multiple times. I've been to South Korea. You know, I've helped build up the scene in France. In that area, in Belgium and France and stuff, with BZW, and I've been to England multiple times, and I've been to Germany, all over the world, and it's all opportunities I've created for myself after I left AEW, realizing that at the time, maybe not now, but at the time, we weren't the right fit at that time, but I've managed to keep myself relevant over the last 5 years, even if you're speaking about me because you hate my guts and you think I look like a meth head with a ET body.
But, and you know, it's funny. Let's see how these people look behind their Twitter fingers. How they look like.
No,
their mom's basement.
They look
fucking
crazy.
Schlubs.
They look crazy, dude. Some of these people look fucking crazy. Especially always having hot girlfriends in this business. People are deranged.
Bound to say, I can imagine.
It's like guys like when I see like all these weird clickbait Facebooks. They post a picture of my girlfriend, and they go, she's dating Joey. She's dating that fat meth head Joey Janela. I can get her too. And then I click on their picture. I'm like, listen, you have some fucking issues.
But you know, I was called before I was dating with some other wrestler, a fake Logan Paul. I'm like, bro, I don't even know you, pal. Who the fuck are you? I was called a fake Logan Paul. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
People are crazy. Like, people really hate on me. But it's a combination of jealousy. I live my life the way I want to live my life. I do my career the way I want to do my career. I get hot girls. I tell teenagers on Twitter that don't like my wrestling to run into the middle of the road and get hit by a bus. Because I don't care. Because all that stuff keeps me relevant. And then, not only do I walk the walk, but I talk the talk, but I walk the walk too in the ring. And I'm still, some people will say I suck, but they know deep down inside that they love me, they love my wrestling, and they just want to kiss my succulent lips.
Couldn't have said it better. Now, you mentioned as well, too, what I love about this interview is that, because you're well-spoken, so you pretty much answered a lot of the stuff I was going to say, which is a good thing.
I've done too many of these.
No, you're too good at this. You're ready off the bat. You're like, I'm not talking about that bump. It's gone. And certain stuff. You even said right now about AEW. I was even going to ask you and stuff, like the Moxley fight, obviously, you're known for that. That was one of your best fights. Well, and like whatever, and say the AEW world, then obviously you went to, as well as shows here, you also fought MJF, you also fought, well, that's beside that carjacking.
Me and MJF.
Carjacking. I'm sure you talked about that 1,800 times already.
What, the carjacking?
Carjacking thing.
Oh, here. Yeah. At the Alpha One show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were having, they had some, 24-hour, the old school WWF hardcore title where you could just, and they're like, do one with MJF after the show. And I don't know how we got to the point of me actually. There was fans waiting to get in. I said, "Let me get in your car. Let me get in. I need to do a clothesline." But that was all on the fly. That whole situation.
But fighting those guys, even you got Darby, you got Cody.
I wrestled all those guys.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I wrestled everyone. Like when it's all said and done, I'll have the craziest opponent list of all time. Even if I don't make it back to television wrestling or the mainstream or national television, whatever the fuck.
You fought the top guys. Are you joking?
Yeah.
Omega for the championship? Come on, are you kidding?
I wrestled all the guys there. I wrestled over the last 15 years. I wrestled almost every relevant professional wrestler, besides the Roman Reigns of the world and stuff. But everyone that's come through the indies, I've wrestled. And now everyone that's coming through the indies now that are going to make it, or making it now and debuting on national television, I've wrestled. So it's just going to stay that way as long as I'm healthy. And
exactly.
But who knows? That can all change. One day I can wake up and I'm going to be not able to walk or something.
No, you're good. You're good right now.
I need to do some yoga or something. But.
Your AEW run, from just in general, you're saying Omega, you had Moxley, Darby, Cody. The list goes on and on. I even asked you, but you already answered yourself before that. How would you sum up your AEW run right there? But you just summed up right there. You just want to try something different, and it was just time was up, I guess.
Yeah, the thing was, I probably would have ended up on, eventually ended up on the 205 Live. Deal with WWE.
Would you want that if that was?
I mean, at the time, I was a WWN champion for Evolve. I was one of their main champions, me and Riddle, and then everyone there basically got signed to that 205 Live deal. And they told me it was coming, and they told me But then I did All In, sold the show there, and things were just changing. The business was just changing. And then 2 weeks after All In, I blew out my MCL, my PCL, my meniscus, basically my whole knee. And I blew out my knee, and I was out for, they were going to say for a year, with reconstructive surgery. So the Young Bucks hit me up, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna start a promotion from this All In deal, and it's possible it's gonna be on TNT, and the billionaire Khan family is involved." And I'm like,
"Okay."
I said, "All right, yeah, tell me more." And then eventually, like week by week, they would keep me updated. I'm like, "There's no way that this is gonna happen." But eventually, they were like, "All right, we're going through with it, and we'd like to." Tony would like to sign you as one of his first
original
signees for the company because you killed it at All In and stuff. So I said, let's go. And they're like, we could start paying you next. And you come to Jacksonville, sign the contract, and start getting paid right away. And that's great for an independent wrestler with no crutch when you blow out a knee, especially a long injury like that, to start getting paychecks bigger than you've ever seen in your entire life. I said, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go full force with these guys. And it is what it is. Like at the beginning I was still like Moxley left WWE, they knew I was like, okay, Moxley's gonna be involved in Omega and all this, Chris Jericho and stuff. I said, all right, this is a big deal.
Big deal, yeah.
And I was Moxley's first opponent after the WWE, and that was always a dream match for those deathmatch CZW mutants. You know, me versus John Moxley, because it never
dream match
got to happen when we were both on the Indies.
Yeah.
He was on a different level than me, so that was a sure bet right there, and we killed it. We delivered big time. I was delivering big time every match before television. Every match. And then the Kenny Omega match, it was supposed to be the warm-up match for John Moxley, and we had like 8 minutes or 8 to 12. I think it was like AEW Dark 2, and it's no disqualification, 8 to 12 minutes, you know, make Omega look strong, you know, going into the big pay-per-view with Mox. And I walk into Omega's dressing room, and I said, how long is this building available for? And they said till this time, and I said, oh, we're going to be going on at this time. Let's just go 45 minutes. And I'm like, essentially, Kenny Omega, he's one of the bosses here, so he can either say, nah, but he was down to go. And we went like 30 minutes in our first match, and everyone was like, we got a round of applause afterwards. It was the first time I ever got that on. It's like, okay, I made it.
Made it, yeah.
I'm good now, man. I'm good. I'm in it now. You know, but then television starts. And then, you know, I was never like, you know, I was always myself, carefree, saying some very dumb things when I'm intoxicated on social media, and not realizing, damn, you're working in a corporate environment now. You're getting paychecks now. You need to cut this stuff out, you know. And Cody Rhodes slowly, you know, texted me like, why are you saying this? Why are you saying that? And I love Cody, and he was right, 100% right. It's like, why do you say delete this, delete that? But then as time goes by, it's like, kind of don't change a little bit in that. But I'm well liked there. I have no heat. But, you know, there is certain, like, tidbits of heat. Like, oh, well, you got what you asked for. You wanted Joey Janela, and you knew what Joey Janela was before AEW, and you got Joey Janela. So slowly, when television, it's like, now there's more corporate involved.
Ugh.
You know, now they're watching every move. Now it's not only saying someone like Cody going, oh, why is Joey saying this? There's someone above Tony saying to Tony, why is one of your wrestlers saying this on social media?
Oh.
I never got that. Like, I just didn't give a shit. Well, yeah, I'm Joey Janela. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just had that match with Omega. I just had that match with Moxley.
You never thought of the bigger...
I'm set. I'm good. I did these matches. These are great matches. Yeah. I just never thought about it. And then, you know, shit happens, and then COVID happened, and then we're stuck in wrestling in front of nobody for a couple of years in Jacksonville. And, you know, I'm not one of these guys. It's hard to wrestle without an audience.
Correct,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just fell out of shape, and, you know, when COVID ended, I got greatest shape of my career, was getting there. They're getting ready to send me back to TV in I accidentally broke Eddie Kingston's face with a super kick, and he was in a feud with Jericho, and I knew Jericho probably thought I was a prick, so
you never know. The higher
that was it. And then I was like, contract time's coming up, and instead of me negotiating, I did something stupid. I went on Fightful interview and said, all right. I said, I'm going to just go back to the Indies. Oh. But in a dare, it was stupid not to talk to Tony, who was a good friend of mine, and those guys and the Young Bucks and stuff. I mean, it was stupid just to go on and just sport this out instead of professionally talking. But I wouldn't change a thing about my career. The last 5 years have been just what a great time. I've done a lot of stuff. If I was in AEW, of course, I would have been making a ton of money. Of course, it would have been very easy to pay my rent every month. It would have been very easy to eat lobster for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But just like I said, just like the odyssey of being the fan of who I was as a fan, as a teenager and a kid, the last 5 years is like more than I could have ever dreamed of. You know, it's just like such a ridiculous path. Like, usually it's like, this is the roller coaster ride of my life. And, you know, we'll get back to where we got to be to make the big money. And like I said, I'm young. A lot of the big names in the business are 45, close to 50.
Yeah, 50
now. It's like, as long as you keep your body all right, which is, I mean, it is what it is. I've took enough stupid shit on the chairs in my career, getting thrown off buildings or ladders and really stupid shit that I don't do anymore. Now I'm just basically smoking mirrors, and I know how to actually work now. But it's just, we'll get there. We'll get back to where we got to be. But like I said, just the story of
the
story of my whole fucking career is just really, really.
You could do a documentary, actually.
It just, I mean,
just a little bit. You're telling me now.
Documentary. People have asked me to do books and stuff. I'm like, no one's gonna buy a Joey Janela book now, but also I want to wait till it's all really said and done, so I can really go in and really tell stories
from the beginning.
Really tell the fans every girl I fucked in this business.
Unless you're married. No. Unless you're married and a kid.
No. I'll still, if it's a book, I'll tell them every story, like ruthlessly, about every person I hate in this fucking business.
I'll buy the book for sure, Samuel.
We'll look forward to that book in 2000.
We'll do a post-interview. A book will be released.
What year is it now? 2026?
31 maybe, perhaps?
Yeah, 36? No, 31.
30, you're still
2042, maybe.
Mark it now. 2042.
Yeah, I really get into detail with everything I've done in my life, and I have no regrets if anyone gets mad. Because I'll be living in away from society somewhere.
Undisclosed location.
Probably somewhere. Hopefully I make enough money to be somewhere nice. Not in a cardboard box under the Jersey Turnpike. But
you seem like you're in a like a happy place. Like you're happy where you're doing right now.
Oh yeah. 100% happy. And that's why people come at you like, yeah, karma's got you. You know what I'm saying?
It's like no.
And you shit the bed on television and all this. Like, listen, motherfuckers. Jushin Liger, even though the match was a minute and a half, Jushin Liger just came out of retirement to wrestle me after retiring in the Tokyo Dome. And that was like, I just fucking wrestled Sabu in his fucking final match last year. Like, this is all bucket list shit I couldn't even dream of. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff that, if people told me this when I was a teenager, I'd be like, nah, you're lying. Like, this is crazy. Like I said, like as the wrestling fan I was as a teenager, or even in my 20s, even now, you know what I'm saying? All my colleagues and my friends, they know that, like, this is just a wild, wild ride for me. And, you know, and now I'm just doing it, like, I'm doing it sober, and no more hangovers on flights, and no more 4-day weekends that I don't sleep, and I'm locked in, and we're ready to go, and I'm ready for the next chapter, and you know, we're just trying stuff out. Like spring break, I think, no matter what, we'll always be there.
Yeah,
it's an institution now of independent wrestling, and you know, I can go do my own thing somewhere else now, and we'll figure it out. Like, I'm more mature now, and I've learned from my mistakes, and I've learned how to wrestle finally. Finally, but yeah, I can easily go back to. I see people all the time going, "Oh, remember 4 years ago they had Joey Janela on every AEW show." I said, "Listen, motherfucker, I go on every AEW show now.
Yeah.
I'm stealing the fucking show,
100%.
even with the Will Ospreays and guys like Mike Bailey know that. You know, if I'm back in the fucking mix,
Done.
Even Kenny Omega, those guys, they know. You know what I'm saying? That I'm locked in right now and I'm ready to go. And who knows where this after spring break, where wrestling will take me next." And I have a lot of things, like the boat cruise and all that stuff. Mike Clark is probably crying in the fucking...
Oh, I can hear him right now tripping, Jesus Christ.
He's crying. Yeah, this guy,
Let
Mike
me in,
Clark.
pal.
Mike Clark, a little backstory. He's like... he's kind of my Canadian guy right now. He's just a fucking character.
The old character, for sure.
He's a character. Unfortunately, he got fucking his number and... blowing him up. He calls me 3 times a day. He's a great dude. But he's a character, and he's insane, and he's insane enough to say was offered by Expedia.
Of all people.
Yeah, Expedia to do this because he runs the CNE.
Yeah, he does.
He runs the wrestling at the CNE here. He does 3 shows a day.
Yeah.
That's not a fucking easy task.
No way.
I mean...
For like 18 days straight or something.
I mean, he's making bank, and he's doing it, yeah. 18 days straight, 3 shows a day for 18 days straight. I mean, it's no easy task. So people approach him. They said, look, we want to do a cruise. He's like, how do I make a cruise work? I got to hit up Janella.
Only person that's no...
It's been a huge mistake. No, I'm just kidding.
You hear him knocking, let me in, pal!
I know, I do like him a lot, and that's like the next thing. It's like, let's get spring break out of the way, and then we got this cruise coming up, and we've gotten packages sold already, you know what I'm saying? It's a 7-day cruise, and it's not like the Jericho cruise where it's strictly wrestling. It's like a lot of these, like JoJo Siwa just did one. It's like, it's a regular cruise ship. It's a huge cruise ship, but there's other things going on that boat. It's like being in like a hotel, and there's WrestleCon is downstairs. You know
Meet and greets here or there, yeah.
But there's also normal people on this boat. So if you're on this boat, do not do anything fucked up, because it'll fall back on my name, because you know how much people don't throw your friend, don't throw a child overboard, because I'll be blamed for the death of the child. I'll be blamed for the death of Sabu. No, they're not going to ever question me, but I'm just be getting away with murder every year. You know what I'm saying? Just killed everyone. But yeah, don't do anything stupid on there, because there's normal people on the boat. Of course. It's not like the Jericho cruise, but that's like a potential. If this is successful, that will be the next step in this cruise venture for coming years.
For your legacy to continue.
I don't want any heat with Jericho.
No, of course not. No.
But I'm sure he's not too happy about me doing. But sorry, Chris, it was offered to me. I want to eat lobster for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And steak here, there.
Steak sometimes, steak and lobster, shrimp, everything. I want the nectar of the sea. And listen, you're a multi fucking millionaire. You got Fozzy, you got your boat, you got contracts all over. You got a huge ass house in Tampa. Just let me have this,
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just let me have the little guac that I'll get from this cruise if it works out. Which I'm sure once I start putting my mind to it, it's 100% gonna work out. Sure. It's gonna be a hit. But yeah, don't be mad at me, Chris. I'm sorry. I know you. I know. Yeah.
Exactly. I love it.
Don't beat me up.
Exactly. Now, getting to the questions now as we run down as well. Can I tell you, this has been such an easy job for me. You just went right through all my stuff.
That's it.
It's easy. It's the best, legit. Like, let's get a little, not a little personal, but more into you is, what keeps you motivated after, 19 plus years you've been at this? And you're still doing this at a high level. Like, you mentioned all these guys that you fought against. And these stuff that you've done is not a joke at all.
Yeah.
Like, what keeps you motivated? Almost going about 20 years, basically.
Just evolving yourself in all these young guys and girls wrestling. Like, I got this, like the Jordan Olivers of the world and the Nick Waynes and all these guys. They've come through GCW now. And someone said it on social media the other day. I'm like the den mother of these new wrestlers. like the Nick Waynes of the world and the Jordos. I've always had my little roster of guys who eclipse me and go on, and hopefully one day when I'm online begging for saying, listen, they cut the water to my trailer.
Pay my bill.
Please, I need money. I need an air conditioner. Hopefully they could give me an air conditioner or something, because I've done a lot for these guys, and the wrestling business is self-centered as I seem on the internet. It's mostly gimmick, but I really just look out for a lot of these guys and girls big time. You know, I know how it feels. I know how it is. It's a lot easier now, but I know how it is to get in this business at a very young age. You know, luckily now it's not like it was in the 2000s or the 90s or the 80s. I mean, they had it rough. I had it rough, you know what I'm saying? But I could have had it rougher, but I know what it's like getting into business at a young age. Yeah, I just, these people just keep me motivated and, you know, just going, you know. It's like, listen, it's like, I never went to college. I don't have a degree in anything. It's like, if wrestling was done for me tomorrow, what the fuck would I do with myself? I'd have to learn at a bartender or something, you know what I'm saying? Or work at a Olive Garden.
But I tell you the one thing, you won't be working no dishes at Olive Garden, because can I tell you quite from my ends as well, as they say, like, you know, on my shows with certain people that have been in this for such a long time, I like to give their flowers, as they say. I want to give your flowers because you've been in this for 20 plus years, and you want to.
This is my 20th year right now.
Yeah, exactly. And people, look, you're doing 10 years of spring break. You've been to AEW, GCW, you've been to Tokyo, all over the world.
Oh yeah, all over the place.
That's what I'm trying to say. I want to give your flowers, say thank you for everything that you've done as well. You're creating yourself a legacy. Not even if you, I'm pretty sure you notice it, but you haven't took it in yet because you're young.
I do notice it.
Yeah.
Like, my roommate, he's not a wrestling fan, but he knows, like, people come up to me, what the fuck, Joey Janela is your roommate? And he's like, he realizes, like, he's like, listen, I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, I'm nothing, you know, I'm just a guy. But I kind of know deep down inside, like, my legacy in wrestling. It's like one of those guys, there's a lot of guys that really, like, Sabu's even one of them, that really never got their flowers or never got what was due to them money-wise in this business, but their legacy is forever.
Lives on forever, yeah.
You know, there's guys that made millions of dollars in this business, were in WWE for 10 years, and nobody will remember them in fucking 30 years. And that's, people will always, like, 30 years from now, some hardcore fucking metal band will have a tour T-shirt with my bloody face on it or something, you know what I'm saying? Guys like me and Nick Gage.
Yeah.
But like I said, I have a lot left in the tank, and I'm never gonna write off another run on television.
You never know.
I'm better now. I'm better now than I was then, wrestling wise, body wise, and you know, just getting, like, even more. Like, now it's just like, okay, from when I tore my bicep last February to probably about last month, it's like I've been taking it easy, you know. Not really dieting as much or going to the gym as much as I was a few years ago, because I don't drink anymore. So most of my out of shape lookingness was from drinking beer, drinking craft beer, drinking margaritas. So now I can just kind of eat whatever the fuck I want. I can eat Burger King and just look kind of the same. So it's like, shit, now it's time to start locking in.
Yep.
And it's easy. It's easy, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you don't have that crutch of alcohol or anything like that, and you take your vitamins and say your prayers and eat your asparagus and chicken. It's very easy to get in shape, you know what I'm saying? But I've been doing 4 or 5 days at the gym the last month, especially going to spring break. You know, I'm going to be ready to go, and I can do a lot of damage in about a month from now.
And you're wrestling here, there, show, so.
Yeah, I'm burning. I'm burning on the weekends 3,000 calories, and, you know, in the ring, you know. Because that's a workout. That's the craziest workout itself.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be sweating like insanity in a wrestling match, even if it's just like, it's a different kind of workout. It's different, you know. It's like running like my style right now, wrestling wise, to adapt and hang with these young is basically it's like sprints. You know, it's like you're gonna sprint. Like when you do sprints, you're sprinting for a minute, and then you take a little break, and then you're sprinting again. That is my wrestling style right now. So I'm burning all those calories. So
you're in the best shape of your life?
Nah, not the best shape.
No?
After AEW, I was definitely in the best shape, gassed out of my mind and shit. But it's just like
you're getting back on track.
Yeah, getting back on track and just eating healthy. And I didn't. When I was in that great shape I was still drinking 5-6 days a week.
Wow.
So I was never per se like alcoholic where you had to wake up in the morning and drink a water bottle full of vodka to get through your day. I was just fucking having a great time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
it's like
you're there, yeah.
traveling all over the United States, traveling all over the world, and then getting back to New Jersey on or where I was living in Orlando for a couple years, getting back on a Monday and just continuing the party, brother. And that was it until my pancreas said, "Fuck you, I'm tapping out."
And then a little setback.
That was it. And luckily, I have a great girlfriend, and she was there for me. And I don't think if it was for her, I'd probably be drinking again. But now I'm completely over it. Like as soon as I got out of the hospital with the pancreas situation, I went to the best place in the world to drink beer and just hang out is Tokyo, Japan, and I was there the next week. So I was thrown right back into the lion's den. I could have had a drink right then and there and said, "Oh, let's drink and fuck it." You know what I'm saying? And I just don't even want it. So
that's a good thing.
That's it. I'm just gonna get back in shape now, and I'm getting there, and I'm the smallest I've been weight wise probably since I was my early 20s.
Wow.
So I'm about 180 right now, so which is small. So I want to get back to 205 or up there, you know. So we'll see. It's not going to happen by Mania weekend, but
but
throughout the summer,
you're in good spirits and you're happy.
Hopefully to get back into the swing of righting my wrongs in my first contract and doing that wherever the second time and learning from those mistakes and doing it again and doing it the right way and making money, and hopefully when the wrestling's said and done, it translates to some kind of producing role or booking or office position. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the real money's at. And that's where the benefits are at. That's what I need. I need benefits.
Sound like my dad.
I need fucking benefits. Can't even get this fucking tooth fixed.
Oh, I love it. Now, as we're winding down to these last couple of questions, I want to thank you as well for coming on, of course.
Thank you.
This episode's been true. Like, you get to know the real Joy Janela as well. Now, I got to ask you a question is this. What has wrestling taught you? Being in this for such a long time, what has wrestling taught you?
Fuck. It's taught me a lot of things, you know. I grew up basically in wrestling. I'm not like Brody, you know,
of course,
who his father was wrestling. He grew up since he was a baby. I kind of grew up just my whole teen years in high school, you know, learning, you know, I don't know, really. It's still a work in progress. I'm still learning every day. I still learn every show I'm at. I learn something every time I wrestle. I learn something every time I go somewhere new. I learn something when I meet a new person. It's just, I don't know. It's just been a ride. I don't know if what wrestling has taught me could translate to non-wrestling life, but what I've learned from wrestling is translated well for my career and the way I do my business. You know what I'm saying? I learned maybe to save your money a little bit better.
We all can.
I learned that. Everyone says save your money when you get your first contract.
Yeah.
I didn't save any. Just Ric Flair. He said I spent more money on spilt liquor.
Yeah.
I didn't spill. Maybe I spilled a couple drinks, but I spent more money on fucking liquor, lobster, missed flights, and Ubers. Then no drinking and driving.
Sponsor.
Yeah, Uber.
Sponsor him.
Ubers and Lyfts than anyone else.
Yeah.
And Hasbro action figures. old school WWF figures.
You still have a collection? Do you still collect them?
I have them all.
Wow.
I bought a lot of them on card. I bought probably 60% of the Hasbro collection on card for a low price. Some guy was down on his luck, so I paid him maybe on card, maybe spent a little bit less than $1,000. Wow. I flipped those for $8,000, and I still have every Hasbro not on card in display case.
Are you up to, like, if somebody will take you up to buy and stuff, or it's hard to?
Not anymore. You know what I'm saying? When I was making the money, it was just like
whatever.
It was like Monopoly money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like it was real. I felt like I had unlimited funds.
Yeah.
I wish. Now it's like shit.
Gotta calm it down.
Fuck. Sometimes I'm like shit. It's like rent's coming up this week. It's like fuck.
Cut down.
I can't. Yeah, I can't. Damn, I ate ribs last week. 5 nights out. No, it's like shit. I gotta sell some trading cards online.
Yeah.
So it's like I gotta sell some trading cards just to. But you know, it is what it is. Independent wrestling's a hustle. I'm not Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
Matt Cardona, he yelled at me several times for this, not getting out there before the show.
And yes, because he does
he has a whole table full of merch.
Yeah.
He has something for every price, which is the smartest thing you can do. I wish I wasn't so ADD, but it's like shit. It's like when you're match number 2.
You got no time to go.
It's like I want to go over the match. I want to think about the match. I really don't want to be out there selling merch. I'm more of a artist, I guess, when it comes to the wrestling. And Matt Cardona has his rhythm down. He can go out there for the merch table, come back at 8 o'clock. If he's match 1, he can go out and do what he does. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, shit.
Exactly.
It's like I wish I had. I need to start figuring things out merch wise because it's getting hard. It's like I told everyone. It's like shit. I've been around for 20 years now, and over the last probably 12 years, I've been traveling on a constant loop all over the place, from LA up here, wherever. It's like all these fucking guys, all these girls, they've bought Joey Janela t-shirt after Joey Janela t-shirt. And now they have 15 or 16 Joey Janela t-shirts, and they don't want any more.
Yeah.
So it's like it's getting harder and harder to sell merch. So I have to figure out loopholes because independent wrestling is a hustle, man. Yeah. It's hard, you know. And a lot of these guys that come off TV and they ask for obscene amount of money, and
makes it hard for everyone else.
I mean, it makes it hard for everyone else, but also they're not getting it from promoters. Yeah. I've always worked well with all indie promoters, and it's like shit. It's like. Can you do this show? Like, what is your budget? Like, I say this, and they're like, can you do this? And I go, okay, whatever. What else am I gonna do that day? Make no money?
Yeah.
You
gotta
know,
go. Yeah.
Chill. I gotta go. I gotta go make some money.
I gotta work.
You know what I'm saying? It's a hustle, man.
Exactly.
That's what I learned. Like, to be a hustler. You know, I wouldn't say I'm the carniest guy. People think I'm carnier than I am. I am a carnival. I am a carny, you know. I came up in the most carny wrestling promotion of all time. And if you wrestled there, you know.
You made it.
I ain't lying. No, yeah, I mean I made it, but you know I ain't lying that is was the carniest place you can go. But yeah, I've learned to just, you know, hustle and keep at it, you know what I'm saying? Halfway through my life now, I think. So
exactly, kind of said better. Now the last question's this: when it's all said and done, what do you want the fans to remember Joey Janela for?
Shit, man. They're gonna remember me for all the outlandish bullshit I've done, all the things I've said. They probably remember me for killing Sabu. That's what they'll claim. It's like at this point, it's like is it a choose your own? It's like the Goosebumps choose your own ending book.
Yeah, it's like
if you want to choose that ending,
go ahead, pal.
If you want to choose, go ahead. It's kind of charming at this point because if I was the one that died after the Sabu match, they'd be like, Sabu, you killed Janela. I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I killed him.
Other way around.
I killed him. What do you do about it, kid? Yeah, it's like no, they won't. They'll remember me for. I hope they remember me for the opportunities I've given people, young wrestlers and veteran wrestlers alike. I've helped a lot of young wrestlers get to the next step, and I've helped a lot of veteran wrestlers that were down on their luck and they wanted to have another run in this business, and they didn't get what they deserved. I gave them a new reason to a whole new reason to love this business again and make some more money. And if that's what I'm remembered for, I'll be happy. But like I said, like, I ain't going down without a fucking fight, you know. My AEW, like, people talk about those Omega matches and those Moxley matches, and
always,
a lot of the shit I've done, even like the smaller shit I've done on Dark in the COVID era, people still bring up to me everywhere. It's like, shit, these people still remember me. Of course they do. It's 5 years ago.
Of course,
but, they don't suffer from CTE.
Mainstream,
CTE like I do. But it's like, it's like, you say now, it's like, what happened? Like, what do you want to be remembered for? Like, being generous to people.
Of course.
And being giving in this business, and a non-giving business. It's a very selfish fucking business. I've seen it for myself, you know. I've helped people out. They go somewhere and they forget about me. A lot of people don't.
It's life.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't, though, because I was so generous to them, and you know, they know that generally, like, I really help them out with whatever, or not only me, but me and Brett Lauderdale, of course. You know, Brett has helped so many guys out, and he doesn't get enough credit, you know, for changing this business. We all changed. We kind of changed the game. That's why we're GCW. But that's what I want to be remembered for. But I know I have so much left in the tank that, you know, it's gonna be the greatest. I'm not saying I'm down bad, but this is gonna be, you're about to witness the greatest comeback story in the history of this business, and that's it. Yeah, and I promise you that. I promise everyone that. I promise my fans that. I promise my family that. And I promise the haters who want to see me fail. I promise you that this is going to be one of the best stories that this business has ever seen. And if I'm lying to myself right now, so be it. You know what I'm saying? But there's no way, because I had all the cards stacked against me when I got in this business, untrained, as a teenager. As a teenager with some of the worst attitude issues, with some of the worst ADD that you can put in someone, and the cards are looking good right now. Looking good. The dealer is dealing them out, and I think they're looking pretty good. And we'll see, you know. But I'm telling you guys right now that, it's gonna be a fucking ride, but we're gonna get there, you know. And you know, I'm not married now. I don't have any kids. You know, this is my life, professional wrestling, and it's gonna be my life for the rest of my life. There's not gonna be no Joey Janela is working at fucking Target with his action figure on the wall, reminiscing about the good days. You know. No. This is my life going forward for the last 20 years, for the next 20 years. My life is professional wrestling, and that's it. And I'm ready to make some moves, and I'm ready to shock the world once again.
Couldn't have said it better. Joey, you're an absolute legend, my friend. A legend. What more can I say? I'm sure we're going to bring it back once again. Until next time, Joey, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Legend. Thank you.